Darcey Silva, the unforgettable star of 90 Day Fiancé, is glowing these days, enjoying life with her husband, Georgi Rusev. But longtime fans will never forget the emotional roller coaster she endured with her ex, Tom Brooks. Their relationship was anything but smooth, filled with miscommunication, drama, and heartbreak. Despite their messy split, both Darcey and Tom continue their reality TV journeys separately, each pursuing love in their own way. But recently, fans were stunned by a surprising update. Tom Brooks is officially a married man. A popular fan page, 90 Day Fiancé Update, broke the news by posting exclusive photos and clips of Tom and his new wife, Mariah Feynman. According to the page, the couple said "I do" in a secret ceremony back in October 2024. The hush-hush wedding caught many off guard, especially since Mariah looked almost unrecognizable from her last appearance on TV, sparking plenty of comments online. While Tom once claimed Darcey never gave him the love he needed and even admitted to falling for someone new during a trip to Milan, Darcey has her own side of the story. She says Tom mistreated her and left her heartbroken more than once. And though Tom believes Darcey still hasn't moved on, she's clearly proving otherwise, living her best life with Georgi by her side. Still, fans flooded the comment section with congratulations for the newlyweds, showing that even after all the drama, love continues to win. Jasmine, star of 90 Day, The Last Resort, is turning the page on a tumultuous chapter and embracing a new beginning with her newborn daughter, Matilda. Originally from Panama, Jasmine moved to the U.S. to marry Gino Palazzolo. But their relationship was rocky from the start, filled with emotional highs and lows that played out on national television. In an attempt to salvage their marriage, the couple joined Season 2 of The Last Resort, hoping therapy would bring them closer. Instead, Jasmine stunned viewers by suggesting an open marriage and introducing Matt Brownies as her new intimate partner. Though Gino reluctantly agreed to the open marriage, their union soon crumbled. Jasmine later revealed she was pregnant with Matt's child and chose to keep her due date a secret. Now, weeks after giving birth, she's finally telling her full story. In an emotional Instagram post, Jasmine shared photos from her labor and detailed what it was like giving birth far from home, writing, "I was terrified of giving birth in a foreign country with no family by my side except for my daughter's father." Jasmine opted for a natural birth after getting the green light from her OBGYN. She praised the midwives and her birthing team, giving a special shout-out to the woman who delivered her baby, a powerful, Black woman who, like me, is an immigrant. She also officially revealed that baby Matilda was born on March 21, 2025, at 5:41 a.m., weighing 6 pounds, 1 ounce. For months, fans had speculated about Jasmine's pregnancy timeline. During the tell-all special, she avoided discussing when she got pregnant, claiming she was superstitious and only shared her due date with close family. This secrecy led to swirling rumors that Jasmine had cheated on Gino while filming The Last Resort, which took place between March and May 2024. But the speculation hit a fever pitch when a photographer accidentally let Matilda's birth date slip in a social media post. Fans quickly pieced together the timeline, realizing the baby was born 3 weeks before Jasmine's official announcement. Rather than continue to stay silent, Jasmine decided to reclaim the narrative. By sharing her full birth story and Matilda's actual birth date, Jasmine addressed the cheating rumors head-on. The timeline makes it clear she likely conceived after Gino agreed to open their marriage. In revealing these details, she's not just clarifying facts, she's pushing back against months of judgment and reclaiming her voice. Now, surrounded by love from Matt, Gino's cousin Dana, and Donna's wife Michelle, Jasmine is building a new life in the U.S., one rooted in family, healing, and authenticity. With her emotional birth story and her beautiful baby girl now public, Jasmine is clearly stepping into a powerful new chapter, ready to let go of the past and embrace what's next. 90 Day Fiancé star Sophie Sierra is living her best life since parting ways with Rob Warren at the end of 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 2. Their relationship came to a breaking point after Sophie questioned Rob's loyalty, while Rob felt frustrated by Sophie's inability to recognize his efforts to fix their marriage. In the end, they called it quits, and Sophie hasn't looked back. Since the breakup, Sophie has been thriving and proving to her critics that she's more than capable of shining solo. She's embraced her role as a social media influencer, regularly turning heads with her bold fashion choices and partnerships with cosmetic and fashion brands. Recently, she even began promoting a hair extension company, showcasing a glamorous new look that had fans doing a double take. But Sophie's latest transformation has stirred up a storm online. In a series of bikini photos, Sophie flaunted her incredibly toned figure, especially her noticeably flat stomach. While some fans applauded her confidence and called her the definition of body goals, others were skeptical. Social media buzzed with speculation about whether her look was natural, edited, or even the result of cosmetic surgery. A few fans went as far as to question if a mysterious sugar daddy might be funding her alleged procedures. Sophie has remained tight-lipped about the rumors, continuing to post unbothered and radiant as ever. And speaking of rumors, fans couldn't help but notice something else intriguing: Sophie might not be single after all. Speculation is swirling that Sophie may be romantically linked to another 90-day fiancé alum Pedro Jimeno. Eagle-eyed followers noticed that Sophie's recent posts included what looked like Pedro's foot in the passenger seat of her car as they cruised around Austin. While neither of them has confirmed the rumors, fans are convinced something went down and many are here for it. In fact, quite a few are calling Pedro a major upgrade from Rob. Whether she's glowing up post-breakup, dropping jaws with her beach body, or possibly dating a fellow franchise star, Sophie Sierra is clearly in her era, and fans can't wait to see what she does next. On the multi-part 90-day, The Last Resort Tell-All reunion, all of the couples who appeared in Season 2 have reunited to talk about their experiences on the show and where they stand now with their partners. Josh Weinstein and Natalie Mordovtseva opened up about some of the challenges they faced in their relationship, including Natalie's strained relationships with Josh's family. The couple split before making it to the show's recommitment ceremony during the finale, but they dropped a few bombshells about the current status of their relationship on the tell-all. Josh is a father of two, and while filming 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 2, which took place in March 2024, he had to stop filming to go be with his son, Jet, who had been in a tragic car accident the month before filming started. The accident was serious, and it resulted in Josh's son losing a leg. The incident was also the catalyst for Josh and Natalie to reunite, since she was there for him during the aftermath. As Josh and Natalie began to recount how they ended up not speaking for months following the show's end, Josh seemed agitated. He admitted he and Natalie had hooked up a few times, but he ended things after she went on social media and posted things he called false allegations about him and his parenting style. What really sealed the deal was when Natalie went on a social media rant that were false allegations, basically calling me a bad father. Apparently, in her social media rant against Josh, she accused him of living with a felon and said it was a danger to his daughter, all of which Josh denied. Natalie claimed that after she posted, Josh reached out to her and threatened to destroy my life. Josh said he reached out to her to ask her to stop lying. One of 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 2 storylines was Josh's refusal to let Natalie go to his home in Arizona. It was a major source of contention between the two, understandably. On the tell-all, Josh said it came down to Natalie called my ex-wife names, calling her a hooker, calling her all these names. Natalie defended herself by saying Josh's ex-wife attacked her first, which Josh adamantly denied. Natalie went on to accuse his ex-wife of doing interviews about her and attacking her. Josh denied all of it, standing firmly on his ex-wife's side. I have to say, I've had a lot of thoughts about Josh throughout his time on reality TV. I have opinions about the way he's treated Natalie, although I don't think she's been entirely innocent. But watching Josh stand up for his ex-wife and the mother of his son earned my respect. Josh said his ex-wife is still family, and he's always going to defend his family. I felt like this was a mature approach to take when dealing with a blended family. I'm sure their son's accident bonded Josh and his ex-wife even closer, because the tragedy of almost losing their son, coupled with his health needs, would be enough to unite them. Josh doubled down on defending his ex-wife, as Natalie continued to deny that she had ever said anything derogatory or critical of her. Josh is right in defending his ex-wife and the mothers of his children, because that's what a good dad would do. Despite how he may feel about them, they are the mothers of his children, so he respects them. It's in the best interests of the children for all the adults to get along, so Josh is putting his children above Natalie in this situation. I really value the relationship with my kids' mothers, and Natalie was a threat to that, and that is the reason Natalie never came over to my house. Considering everything they've gone through, I find 90 Day, the Last Resort cast member Josh's attitude towards his ex-wife to be admirable. He's truly putting his family above himself, and I commend him for it. Josh shut Natalie down when he said, "Nothing I'm saying is made up. You've called my ex-wife names, and you know how close. Everybody knows how close I am to my family, and I value these relationships. And you are a threat to those relationships." For once, I'm Team Josh. In part 3 of the 90 Day, the Last Resort tell-all, Ariella Weinberg and Bini Schreiber's relationship was under the microscope after watching the former couple work on their relationship issues. 90 Day, the Last Resort saw 6 couples from the 90 Day franchise come together to live at a resort to help them improve their relationships. Bini and Ari joined Jasmine Pineda and Gino Palazzolo, Darcey Silva and Florian Sukaj, Natalie Mordovtseva and Josh Weinstein, Brandon Gibbs and Julia Trekina, and Rob Warren and Sophie Sierra, where their relationships were all put to the test. Bini and Ari met close to 5 years ago, and they've been married for 2. Around 3 months into their relationship, Ari became pregnant with their son, Aviel, whom they call Avi. Their story was originally told on 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way and 90 Day Fiancé. The couple faced issues early on, with Bini's partying getting in the way of their family. Ariella's parents were supportive of their daughter's marriage, but Ari and Bini's relationship troubles couldn't be overcome, and they came to the Last Resort hoping to find ways to co-parent Avi, not get back together. One of the major plot points for Ari and Bini in the Last Resort is Bini's social media accounts and his access to them. From the second Bini appeared at the resort, his passwords were the only thing he seemed to care about. He claimed Ari had taken all of his passwords, leaving him with no access to his own social media. As time at the resort progressed, Ari eventually acquiesced and gave him his accounts, seemingly putting all the drama behind them. At the reunion tell-all, Ari provided more insight into what happened with Bini's passwords. Ari's mom, Janice, also popped into the tell-all to explain more about why Ari held on to Bini's passwords. Janice said Bini had been targeted by opportunists who were trying to exploit him. Ari asked Bini if he could confirm that this was true. "Bini, can we both admit that part of the reason I changed that password is to protect you?" As they all sat on stage, Janice elaborated on the password issue. "Some of the people that have been involved with Biniam are opportunists. And so there have been situations, one particular that I can think of, where after the woman realized there wasn't going to be a relationship, she tried to extort Biniam." Bini seemed hesitant to admit Janice and Ari were correct. Bini had been the subject of extortion, so Ari revoked his access to his social media accounts to keep him safe. Now, whether Ari has the right to do that and whether she should be protecting Bini are up for debate. She has a child with him, so it's in her best interest to protect Bini. As his estranged wife, however, I'm not sure it's in Ari's best interests. Janice said the extortioner threatened to post lies about Bini on social media if they weren't paid off. Ari said almost all of the women that Bini gets involved with have tried to hurt him in some way. Janice said Bini is very trusting, so Ari was trying to protect him. It's almost every single woman that Bini's been involved with didn't have good intentions. They wanted something from him. He's got a lot of followers on social media. He's been on TV. They assumed maybe he has money, maybe he has something. They all agree that at some point, Bini will have to learn how to take care of himself. After the extortion attempt was revealed, the rest of the cast seemed to understand Ari's position better. She said nobody supported her during the show, and they didn't give her a chance to explain her side of things. She also said Bini didn't want her to talk about it, so she was respecting him by not exposing him. Now that the cast is aware of why Ari was keeping Bini out of his social media, they seem to understand her side of the story. "I could see that. I could see how she might feel like she might be the only one who could stop something like that from happening," said Rob. Florian said hearing it come out from her mother made him understand the situation more. Ari complained they were only listening now because her mom said it, but the rest of the cast said they were never told anything about extortion while filming. Ari maintained she was never given the chance, but if she was also protecting Bini, then she wouldn't have said anything about extortion anyway.